You fall, expecting to hit the ground, but you don't. You instead end up in an alternate dimension, one ruled by harsh fluorescent light and soggy yellow carpet. The only thing you can see is half walls and endless rooms, all wallpapered in an awful yellow design. Welcome to the Backrooms. They have been once again waiting for you, and they have gotten much, much worse. The thought of suddenly and unknowingly ending up in a world other than your own is terrifying. Some describe the Backrooms as a dingy office space with no escape. Others describe it as a multi-leveled parallel universe. Some layers are littered with terrible entities that get more violent the deeper you go. There are separate theories for these creatures and what they can and will do to you. The facts. There are 8 main levels and 3 secondary levels, documented at this time at least. Level 0 starts the lobby. Level 2, lurking danger. Level 3, electrical station. Level 4, office. Level 5, terror hotel. Level 6, lights out. Level 7, the flooded house. And level 8, the cave system. Not one of those sounds delightful. Not even the office. Just talk to anyone that has had to ride a cubicle for most of their adult life. We are on floor 0, the topmost level. As mentioned before, it is the one with dingy carpets and moldy wallpaper. There are a few creatures called entities. Some are helpful and passive, while most are incredibly aggressive. Most of the documentation about these creatures have been found on scratching on the walls or notes left on pieces of paper. It seems that when you have to enter the Backrooms, you fall back to your caveman roots, placing cave drawings on the walls to create posterity for the poor folks that follow you. The most common entity on this level are known as facelings. They seem to take the shape of human males but with no facial features. They are always friendly on level 0. There is also 6 arms, believed to be aggressive, but there has only been one confirmed sighting of this entity on level 0. 6 arms is known to be on level 1 and 2 more than any other. It's believed that level 0 is fairly safe. The only real concern is food and water. You may find a base or get lucky enough to find other inhabitants, but due to the size of this level, you will most likely be alone. You might find almond water scattered about. No one has explained why almond water is so popular in the Backrooms, but enjoy it when you find it. Finding some is still incredibly rare though, and you are most likely going to have to extract water from the carpet. It supposedly does not harm you. There are groups that grow and harvest mold from the wallpaper. I suggest that you do the same if you find yourself there. It's better than starving. I didn't say this would be at all pleasant, right? Level 1 is called lurking danger, and rightfully so. If you find yourself here, prepare for every moment from here on out to get progressively worse. There are more entities on this level. It is thought that there are not very many friendlies here either. The entities that you may find here are dullers, hounds, and skin stealers, all harmful. On this level, it is important to stay as sane as possible. It is thought that the creatures here feed on your fear and weakness. They can tell that you have been wandering at level 0 for some time. The food and water are also similar here. The key to surviving here is to avoid the hounds. They crawl on all fours and are aggressive every time you encounter one. If you do encounter one, you only have 2 options: run or stare it down. It is believed that hounds, while vicious, are intimidated if you show any form of dominance. Stare into their eyes until they turn away, or if you already ran out of fear, then run as fast as you can. Run into every room you see, double back, anything to throw the hound off your trail. These skin takers are the most feared entity on this level. While normally docile, they will consume any living thing they see when hungry. I would assume they're always hungry if I were in the backrooms. They will then wear your flesh on top of their own. I do not mean they'll take your skin and place it over their body. They will become and look like you. And they can also mimic the voice of the last person they killed. When you are on this level and hear cries of people calling for help, immediately turn around and do not engage. Even if they are not hungry, do not engage with the one. They can be aggravated easily. Eventually, you will see an entrance to level 2. No turning back now. Level 2 consists of mainly dark maintenance tunnels stretching for millions of miles. The few that have survived have dubbed it pipe dreams. There is a thick black fluid found everywhere. There are dead ends, locked doors, and open doors that lead to nowhere. Level 2 will be tougher than the last two. The hallways are narrow, preventing escape from any entities that you may encounter. Food and water are also harder to find. The entities are some of the most dangerous in the backrooms. I know, it keeps getting better. The ones that you may see here are called Smilers, Clumps, Hounds, Death Moths, Skin Takers, and Insanities. You know about a few of those, but you don't need to know about the other ones. Just escape as soon as you spot them. You will have to get lucky on food and water. The only liquid that is consistent is the black, sludgy material, which I would assume is toxic. The temperature also starts to rise here. The hallway won't be too bad, but if you find yourself in a room, you may feel an intense change in heat. Some say that it'll be upwards of 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Try to avoid this at all costs, but if you have to go through, make it as quick as possible. You may be transported to another, even more dangerous level of the backrooms if you stay in the heat for too long. You want to go through every level, not jump into unknowns, believe me. Which brings us to floor 3, the electrical station. No surprise here, we are still in imminent danger. It also contains multiple entities that will now kill on sight. Strangely enough though, this floor contains plentiful resources, even phones. It is still important to keep your sanity. Overall, I would recommend keeping your stay here brief. Don't get trapped or hung up on the food and water. Take what you can and find the exit to the next level. Chances of survival decrease every second. To exit this level, you must locate an elevator on the left side of the wall. Entering will most likely take you to level 5, but sometimes if you are lucky, you may end up in level 4, the office. Level 4 will be a much needed break from the madness that you've encountered so far. It is mostly devoid of entities. Like 3, this floor has an abundance of food and water. There are even drinking fountains in the hundreds here. You'll find people more frequently here. Once you discover the relative safety, you may want to stay here. In fact, many survivors have. At this level, you will have to decide what you want to do. Stay in the office forever, or try to escape back to the real world. If you choose to leave, it will only get worse from here. Level 5 is known as the Terror Hotel. Yeah, we would probably be better off not knowing the name of this floor before arriving. It's a relatively easy floor to survive though. The threat here is more psychological than physical. But do not underestimate this floor. It appears like an early 20th century hotel. There are only a few main areas that you'll be able to access. The main hall and the boiler room. There are also entities here. Big surprise. The death moths are the most popular resident. And before you know it, they can swarm you, infecting you with their venomous bites. There are reports that getting attacked by death head moths in the backrooms will mummify your insides and out. But like regular moths, they are attracted to light. Stay in the darkness as much as you can. There is also a rumor of the beast of Floor 5. It is dressed like a man, a suit and all, but with an onyx face. Getting out isn't too difficult. Just locate the elevator you arrived in. It won't be in the same place. Follow the darkness until you see the familiar up and down arrows. The only option will be to go down. You've now found level 6, and it's going to be a nightmare. It is widely considered to be the most dangerous level of all. It is called Lights Out. If you survive passing here, you truly have my respect. Most people get here by mistake, either by clipping through a false window or a spot in a hallway. Some people mistakenly explore the boiler room of level 5, entering this terrifying void. It is entirely devoid of all natural light. If you do not have a flashlight or a lighter, you will not survive. Human contact is impossible. It seems only you are here. And that also means that entities are low, which is the only good thing about this place. The main attack will be on your sanity. You'll need to remind yourself of who you are and where you are. If you cannot maintain yourself, you will become an insanity, a zombie-like creature that feeds off others' fear. You will be able to move freely throughout the backrooms, just not in your human form. It's said that if you can survive for more than 48 hours, you will appear in level 7. There are no door or clipped areas. You will also have no recollection of how you got there in the first place. Level 6 does have a sub-level. If you are being hunted by an entity, or feel that your sanity is slipping, lie flat on the ground, and there's a chance that you will clip into a 6.1. This is an empty room filled with provisions. Strange but true. Level 7 will find you in an area of a room that looks like level 0, but in the ocean. Not that dramatic, but there are varying levels of water where you will not walk, and it's easy to get disoriented here. You will be walking and suddenly shift 180 degrees, plunging into frigid water that is now neck deep. It is not advised to stay here long due to the hypothermia and unseen entities. You also need to avoid the thing on level 7. It's believed to kill every other human and entity on this floor. At this point, you will probably be low on food and water. There is plenty of water, but you may need to find others to trade with. There is also a rumor of a cult on level 7 that prays to the thing. Either accept their offer and become one of them, or decline. If you decline, they will still trade with you, but may drug you and feed you to the thing. This place is genuinely terrifying, as no one is sure what is real here. The only way out of level 7 is through an underwater cave. Find it in one of the rooms and consider yourself incredibly lucky. You may have entered one of the last levels, level 8, the cave system. The only hope you have in finding the exit is random. The cave is endless, miles of darkness. Entities litter the cave systems. Spiders are said to be the rulers of this place, and it's not uncommon to run into a queen's nest here. Try every opportunity to clip through the floor or the walls. Floors after 8 are not officially documented, and as such cannot be described accurately. These floors are known as the quantum unstable floors. Every floor that I've mentioned has a secondary floor. The most popular are the hub, the hive, and the end. The end is a fake floor that makes users think they have escaped the backrooms. This floor is relatively dangerous, and is advised to not enter any door marked exit. The end can come at any time. God be with you if you've entered this place. The hive is an endless maze of caverns and caves covered in flashy, pulsing skin. This is rumored to be where all the entities come from, which means they have to reproduce somewhere. It is also the floor with the highest documented entities, naturally. You can enter this from level 6 or 8 if you're unlucky enough. but it can be exited through a passage directly west of the entrance. The hub is a tunnel with doors on either side, leading to the backrooms. At this time, you can only enter level 1, 2, and 3 from the hub. As far as we know, entities cannot enter the hub. This makes it dense with traders. This is another location that I would recommend staying if you wish to live out the rest of your life in relative comfort. So, we now know all the documented levels of the backrooms. Now, the question is, how would you survive? Personally, I think I would call it a day at floor 4. The risk is too great for me. What would you do?